Maya had always dreamed of belonging, to be one of the girls who walked with confidence, heads held high, untouchable. When she finally found her way into their circle, it felt like stepping into a world of glittering lights and endless possibilities. The parties, the gifts, the whispered promises of luxury. It all felt like a dream. But dreams have a way of turning into nightmares. And Maya was about to learn that some choices come with a price far greater than she ever imagined. Maya watched from the hostel window as the three girls were dropped off. Each one stepped gracefully out of the front seat of a different luxury car, where a man stood waiting to open the door for them. Before they left, the men embraced them warmly, planting affectionate kisses on their foreheads. Moments later, the girls were standing outside the perimeter fence of the dormitory. With practiced ease, they climbed over, landing lightly on the other side before making their way straight to their hostel. The next day was Saturday, the designated day for hair appointments at the school salon. It was a large, bustling space filled with skilled stylists catering to the girls of St. Jorgas. However, before any other student could enter, the three queens had to be served first. They paid extra to ensure the hairstylists focused solely on them, making sure every strand was styled to perfection. The entire school waited for them to finish before anyone else could step foot in the salon. Maya, however, was from a poor background. The only reason she attended the prestigious all-girls boarding school was because of a scholarship she had won, one of only 2 recipients of Madame Lorita's prestigious scholarship. The opportunity to study at St. Jorgas came with extra expenses, which Maya and her best friend Kai struggled to keep up with. Unable to afford the luxury of the school salon, the 2 girls braided each other's hair in simple, practical styles. Their pocket money barely covered basic necessities. Once they were done fixing their hair, Maya and Kai left the lobby and returned to their hostel. But just as they settled in, laughter erupted from the other side of the dormitory. Sandra, Jennifer, and Vanessa, the 3 queens, were giggling uncontrollably. "Just look at them," Sandra sneered. "Ugly monkeys. They don't understand that beauty costs money." Other students nearby joined in the laughter. At the far end of the dormitory stood the 3 queens' corner, a space that looked like it belonged in a luxury hotel. Their beds were the finest in the entire school, decorated with delicate flowers, plush pillows, and silk sheets. The girls lounged comfortably, legs crossed, surrounded by neatly stacked packs of Milzara popcorn and freshly blended smoothies. Maya and Kai walked briskly past them, hoping to avoid confrontation. But as they passed, Kai accidentally stumbled, knocking over one of their smoothies. The glass tipped, spilling its creamy contents onto the pristine floor. Kai gasped and immediately muttered, "I'm so sorry." Her voice trembled as she stood frozen in place. Vanessa scoffed. "You poor thing, have you ever even seen a smoothie in your life?" She leaned in with a wicked smirk. "You have to pay for it. That'll be 10,000 naira. Maya's eyes widened in shock. I can't afford that." Vanessa flicked her hair back. "Then maybe next time you should watch where you're going." After making them apologize, she finally let them go. The next day in class, Maya was quietly studying when Vanessa approached her. A sly smile played on her lips. "You're studying hard, aren't you?" she said casually. "Of course," Maya replied without looking up. Well, Vanessa continued. "We have an outing next weekend. If you come with us, we'll accept you as one of us." She twirled a strand of her perfectly styled hair. Most girls would do anything for this opportunity to belong. But me? She leaned in slightly. "I feel drawn to you, out of pity." Maya blinked in surprise. "A party?" she asked hesitantly. Vanessa gasped in exaggerated disbelief. Are you the only girl at St. George's who doesn't know that the 3 partying princesses go out every Saturday? Whether the school rules allow it or not, we make the rules here. Our parents are influential, and even the chief security officer does as we say. Maya hesitated. She had always admired the 3 queens. Their beauty, their confidence, their wealth. Their lives seemed perfect. Okay, she finally agreed, her voice slightly trembling. That night, Vanessa sent one of the girls to deliver a plate of grilled catfish and a tall glass of smoothie to Maya's corner. Maya ate greedily, savoring every bite. So, this is what they get to enjoy all the time, she whispered to herself, licking her fingers. Vanessa's father was a powerful politician, while Sandra and Jennifer's fathers were honorable members of the House of Representatives. The 3 queens weren't just wealthy, they were untouchable. That Saturday night was the first time Maya joined them. As she prepared for the outing, Kai caught up with her after she returned from the salon. Maya, you're going to the school salon now? Kai asked, her voice filled with disbelief. Yes, Maya replied firmly. I thought we agreed to do each other's hair, Kai said, frowning. That was before, Maya said, adjusting her reflection in the mirror. Things have changed, including that agreement. Kai sighed. Don't you think becoming friends with them is Rizara? It might get you into trouble. Maya turned to face her. Trouble? She echoed. Maya had been in St. Georgina's prestigious school for over a year now, and in all that time, the 3 partying princesses had never once gotten into trouble. Do you think I'm not using my head? Maya continued, her voice laced with certainty. They are the who's who of this school. They are untouchable, above the law. If I join them, I'll be above the law too. She was left to herself. No one agreed to make her hair. As for Maya, she now got her hair done, especially with the 3 partying princesses. For the first time since she had entered St. Georgina's, Maya finally felt like she belonged. Maya was a slim, tall, brown-skinned girl who quickly adapted to the lifestyle of the girls. They taught her how to catwalk, speak smoothly, and use gestures to enhance her charm. You need to master these skills, Jennifer had told her, especially since you're joining us for clubbing. The impression you give the men will determine how much they'll be willing to spend on you. Finally, Saturday night arrived. Jennifer, Sandra, and Vanessa stood by the school fence, their new recruit, Maya, by their side. They chose the lowest part of the fence, climbed over, and soon found themselves outside the school walls. Jennifer pulled out her phone and made a call. Within minutes, a flashy car pulled up beside them. A handsome young man stepped out, grinning as he approached Jennifer. My baby, he murmured, pulling her into a hug before kissing her forehead. I've missed you so much. Then, he opened the front passenger door for her. Sandra, Vanessa, and Maya slid into the back seat, and he drove them straight to his house. The mansion was breathtaking. Its grand entrance, manicured gardens, and a swimming pool that sparkled under the moonlight left Maya speechless. Inside, the luxury was even more overwhelming. Modern decor, state-of-the-art amenities, and a spacious living area that could host a small party. Maya gasped, struggling to contain her awe. The soft music from the DJ, the glow of the disco lights, everything radiated wealth and excess. As the girls entered, Sandra and Vanessa immediately ran to their boyfriends, E and Chai, embracing them warmly. Maya, however, remained in the living room, feeling awkward. This was exactly what her mother had warned her against when she won the scholarship. Avoid men. Focus on your studies. They will only be a distraction. She watched as the girls kissed their boyfriends passionately and shamelessly. Vanessa turned to her with a smirk. Come on, girl. Loosen up a bit. Life isn't all about books. You have to enjoy yourself. Maya remained speechless. staring at the ease with which they flung themselves at these men. As she processed everything, a man approached her. He was tall, strikingly handsome, and carried an air of confidence. "Hey, beautiful," he said, his voice smooth. "How are you doing? Can I keep you company?" Maya's heart skipped a beat. I'm fine, sir, thank you," she replied shyly. He sat beside her, flashing a charming smile. "My name is Kay," he introduced himself. "May I know yours?" "My name is Maya," she said hesitantly. "I like you," Kay continued. "You look so beautiful, like an angel." Before she could respond, her friends approached, glasses of whiskey in their hands. "Hey, Maya," they teased. "Hope you're catching on. What, no drink? Holy girl, you need to learn how to be a big girl now." Before the night ended, the girls received gifts from their boyfriends. Clothes, money, and even gadgets. As they snuck back over the school fence and into their hostel, Maya held onto a brand new iPhone. "Take this, my angel," Kay had said, pressing the phone and a wad of cash into her hands. "Call me whenever you need anything." Maya was overjoyed. She had never owned an Android phone before, let alone an iPhone. Now, she was officially part of the happening girls of St. Georgina's. Back at school, Maya called Mr. K every day. Whenever the other girls were out, the three partying princesses would lounge in the hostel, calling their boyfriends on their latest gadgets. Maya followed suit, dialing Mr. K, who never failed to shower her with sweet words. She felt a deep sense of belonging. She had finally arrived. By their next outing, they found themselves at the same lavish venue. Each girl disappeared into different rooms with their boyfriends, leaving Maya alone with Mr. Ken. As he reached for her, she pulled back. I can't do this," she stammered. "My mother warned me against it." Ken's expression darkened. "Then why are you here?" he asked coldly. "Give me back the iPhone I gave you." He shoved her aside in irritation. When her friends returned, Ken spoke to them. "Next time, bring me a girl who knows what's up. I don't need these local girls wasting my time." Back in the hostel, the girls confronted Maya. "Look at how you missed your chance to be a big girl," Jennifer scoffed. "Why are you so childish?" But what if I get pregnant?" Maya asked hesitantly. Sandra rolled her eyes. "There's no such thing. Besides, we have pills that take care of that." Finally, Maya made up her mind. She wanted to be a big girl. After all, Mr. K had even promised to marry her after high school. From that moment on, she threw herself into the lifestyle with reckless abandon. Every Saturday, they went out, dining, drinking, and spending the night with their boyfriends before returning to school. Before long, it became a routine. Each time she got pregnant, she simply took the pills to flush it out. But as the months passed, Maya found herself slipping. Once a top student, her grades plummeted. She constantly felt weak, lightheaded, and on the verge of fainting. Then, one weekend, after their usual night out, she realized something was wrong. Her period had been delayed for weeks. She took one of the pregnancy tests they kept in the hostel. Positive. Panicked, she immediately took the abortion pills. But nothing happened. Maya's heart pounded. She took more of the pills, yet still nothing. Terrified, she confided in Sandra, Jennifer, and Vanessa. They stared at her in disbelief. "Why are your things always different?" Sandra snapped. "We've been handling our business without issues. You just joined 6 months ago, and now you want to put us in trouble." With that, they distanced themselves, avoiding her like a plague. Maya was left alone. Her stomach had begun to swell. 3 months had passed and she could no longer hide it. One Saturday night, Maya found herself at Mr. Ken's place. It had been a month since she discovered her pregnancy, and ever since, Mr. Ken had refused to answer her calls. Desperate for answers, she gathered her courage and went to the house where she had always met him. With her heart pounding, she knocked on the gate, bracing herself for the confrontation. To her shock, the person who opened the gate was not Mr. Ken, but a stunningly beautiful woman, elegantly dressed with an air of confidence. "I'm looking for Mr. Ken," Maya said, her voice shaky as her heartbeat quickened. The woman arched a perfectly sculpted brow and crossed her arms. "Oh, you mean Jonas? My husband fired him weeks ago," she said coolly. Maya felt her stomach drop. "Can I wait for him?" she asked hesitantly. "And who are you?" the woman questioned, her piercing gaze studying Maya. "I'm his girlfriend," Maya replied, her words stumbling out, her palms suddenly clammy. At this, the woman let out a mocking laugh, clapping her hands in amusement. "His girlfriend? Or just one of his many?" Maya's breath hitched. Her chest tightened with panic. I'm pregnant for him," she managed to say, her voice barely above a whisper. "Pregnant? For a married man whose wife and children are in the village?" The woman scoffed, shaking her head. "Young lady, listen carefully," she continued, her voice firm. "Jonas was our driver. While we were away on a 6-month vacation, he must have been parading around like this was his house. You're not the first girl to show up here with this story. You're the third." The words hit Maya like a sledgehammer. She staggered back, her legs suddenly weak. Her world spun as she clutched her head, the weight of her mistake crushing her. Tears welled up, spilling over as sobs racked her body. "Do you have a mother?" the woman asked, her voice softer now. Maya nodded, struggling to breathe through her tears. "Then go back to her," the woman advised. "It's not too late." Alone and shattered, Maya had nowhere to turn. Her mother's words echoed in her mind, piercing her soul. How could she go back now after everything? Even if she had the money to return to the village, could she face the woman she had betrayed? Humiliation, regret, and fear tangled inside her, suffocating her thoughts. She couldn't go home, but staying at the hostel was just as terrifying. If the school authorities found out she was pregnant, she would be expelled in disgrace. That night, Maya made her decision. She tiptoed to Vanessa's corner and knelt beside her bed, her body trembling with desperation. "Please," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Take me to someone who can help me. I can't do this alone." At first, Vanessa refused. But as Maya cried, pleading relentlessly, Vanessa relented. The following Saturday night, they slipped out once more, climbing over the school fence like they had done so many times before. But this time, the stakes were far greater. Beyond the school premises, they found themselves in a dimly lit, shabby clinic, a place where secrets were buried along with the shame of unwanted pregnancies. The doctor, an older man with tired eyes, examined Maya and sighed heavily. "This pregnancy is 4 months along," he warned. "At this stage, it's extremely risky, Maya. If anything goes wrong, there's no undoing it." Fear flickered in Maya's eyes, but she was beyond turning back. She and Vanessa pleaded until the doctor finally agreed. By the time dawn broke, the procedure was done. Maya, weak and pale, clung to Vanessa for support as they crept back toward the hostel. Just as they reached the connecting gate, Maya's body suddenly gave out. She collapsed onto the ground, her legs crumpling beneath her. A sharp pain shot through her abdomen, and then she felt it, warm, thick blood seeping down her legs. A gasp escaped her lips. The world blurred around her. A scream pierced the night. Students rushed toward her, their frantic voices fading into the distance as darkness swallowed her whole. By the time the school authorities arrived, Maya was barely conscious. They rushed her to the hospital, where doctors fought desperately to save her. Blood transfusions, emergency surgeries, nothing could undo the damage. Her body had lost too much. Her parents were notified, their cries of anguish filling the sterile white halls of the hospital. But it was too late. Maya died on the operating table. Her story serves as a warning, one that echoes through the lives of young girls who dare to ignore the wisdom of their mothers. Focus on your studies. Avoid bad company. And if you ever make a mistake, do not be too ashamed to return home. A parent's scolding is far better than a mistake that could cost you your life. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more gripping tales from African Spirit Tales.